put it down for my city, for my state, for my block, and for my whole damn hood.
My name is Chris. I'm with Xenith Football. I'm originally from DeSoto, Texas, and now I'm living in New Braunfels. Today I'm out here helping iTrain University with Xenith Football, and I'm out here showing different products. But first I'll tell you a little bit about me and my story and kind of how I got involved in all of this. So I played at DeSoto High School. I walked on. I played at Texas A&M University. Ended up tearing my hamstring, and then ended up walking on and being with a training camp with the Saints, and then obviously being a little bit short-lived. I went and played arena ball for a while, and now I'm playing with the Austin Vipers and Team USA. What happened? How I got involved with Xenith was I was actually at practice one day, and a buddy of mine was wearing an X2E helmet, and I was like, okay, that's a little different. So I tried it on. It was really comfortable, and so I was like, all right. So I went and bought one myself, put it on, and I play quarterback. So I was back behind my center, and the very first thing I heard after I heard it snap was, "Oh crap!" Everybody knows whenever that happens, man, it's never a good thing. So I ended up getting hit real hard, head snapping back in the back of the turf. And I remember when my lineman was pulling me up, man, I had a little grin on my face because I knew I had never felt something like that before. And so that's when I was completely sold on Xenith. And whenever I found out they were hiring, I jumped on it as fast as I possibly could. And so I'm an engineer by trade. So whenever I found out the technology behind it, that's when I really truly fell in love with Xenith. So what Xenith is and what we do is we design for the athlete. And so what we think about is first is just comfort. How's this going to fit? And so we use these little silicone bands right at the top, and then whenever you tighten your chin strap, it tightens up behind the back of your neck, so it's not going to fly off, it's not going to pop off, and it's going to completely secure you and have the best possible protection you can. Well, what makes the protection a step above the competition is how we do it. So these are shock absorbers all on the inside, these little black nodes. Then the blues are what we call a shock bonnet. Whenever you put your head in, you secure it, you can secure the bonnet. This floats independently away from the actual helmet itself. So that way, whenever you do take the hits, these do move and rotate to where it's coming from. And so these little shock absorbers will compress and decompress and slow down your brain from hitting your skull, which is primarily where most of your damage is going to be coming from. So like I said, after I found out about that technology, I was completely in love with it. So that was the X2E, and now, obviously, since I'm with Xenith, I have to try out the best. And so now I'm wearing the Epic. The Epic is going to be the creme de la creme. This is the one that is blowing away everybody right now. What makes this a little bit different is that we use a croc-like material down at the bottom. It's going to be better for comfort. Then we also use an upgraded shock absorber, which is going to be a 3-stage shock absorber. It's a little node that comes up above the rest. It'll take those small to medium hits, which is where about 90% of football comes in, and then when a big hit comes, all 3 walls will engage. And so, plus it's also going to have a little bit more breathability with the vent holes in front. If I ever recommend this to if I ever recommend a helmet, this Epic is always going to be the very first one I'll recommend. And then, obviously, whenever I got hired on, I had to try out the shoulder pads, and so that's when I got a hold of these. These are called our Velocities. These are more of like our mainstay, if you will. They're going to be extremely lightweight for the varsity level. This is 3.5 pounds. And on the inside, we have shock absorbers in our shoulder pads to help prevent your athlete from getting hurt from their shoulders, their clavicles. It's really going to help give you more of a longer term career. We actually had a running back in Dallas. He would pop out his shoulder pretty much every game. He put on some pair of Xenith shoulder pads last year, never had one shoulder pop out at all, and now he's going on to play for University of Oklahoma. So absolutely proven technology. We also have our Apex. These are mainly for your big hard hitters. This is the one that that's gonna take on the most damage and the most hits. It's still gonna have the shock absorbers there in the shoulder, but it's the most durable pad that we have, and it's one that I definitely recommend for those guys. And if you are a youth guy, this is going to be my number one I'll recommend. It's called our Flies. A lot like our Velocities, just for the smaller kids. You're still going to have the floating chest piece and the spine pad with the shock absorbers there in the shoulder. And then, let's say you're being a little bit more budget conscious, we do have a Fly. So the Flight is going to be our main base pad. Very good for those that, like I said, need to be a little bit more budget conscious, but still want the next level of protection that we can offer. So, like I said, my name is Chris. I'm the Texas-Oklahoma Xenith rep. If y'all need absolutely anything, y'all feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, and just definitely find me.